Welcome back to my review of animated numbers. Let's see where we left off.
1, 2,
Oh,
3,
really?
4,
Do you have to talk
5,
this slowly?
6,
Who do you think
7,
you are, the sloth from bloody
8,
Zootropolis?
9, 5, 6, 7. 7. 1 add 6. 2 add...
Get on with it! We've just started and you're just droning on and on and on and on and on.
7 snakes alive. Oh, the joys of spring. 7 cakes arrive. 7 snakes tuck in.
What even was that sound?
7 swans are swimming. How gracefully they glide. Unlike these 7 slimy slugs, some people have no pride.
That's racist!
Also, have you noticed how the slugs are all farting? They've got clouds of gas coming out of their rear ends.
7 sisters, a little group of stars. Catch a number 7 rocket there. Stop for lunch on Mars.
Would that be possible? I mean, human beings couldn't possibly live on Mars, let alone have a picnic there.
Coming quickly back to home.
They've just reused that rocket animation from a few seconds ago. That's just lazy. I mean, look at this. Look at this!
We have the 7 seas, where stately vessels plough the foam above fellows such as these.
The fuck is this thing? Some sort of aquatic alien?
7 creatures in the sea who dart and float and creep. This is just a sample of the dwellers of the deep. 7 days in every week. And think just for a minute. To start each day, you get out of bed.
Thunderbirds I'll go. Quite literally, eh?
To end it, you get in it.
Yeah, that's just how I get into bed. Backwards.
Long ago, way back when the olden days were new. They loved the number 7 then. So here are just a few. The 7 wonders of the world, built to last forever. 6 fell down, that leaves just 1. Those Egyptians, they were clever.
I've always used that rhyme to remember which one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world is still standing. So yeah, that's pretty helpful.
The 7 seals, the 7 trumpets, the hideous beast with 7 crumpets.
I love how ridiculous this gets.
The 7 mystic magic marrows. They went around in wheelbarrows.
This is...
7 o'clock! Oh my gosh. Have to go to have a wash.
Oh, really? You have a bath that early? Well, who am I to judge? Treat yourself.
1, 2, 3.
Not these bloody fingers again. And they're slower than before. I'd rather watch paint dry.
7.
Oh, yes, it's definitely drying. Oh, look at that getting hard. Yes, it's getting... Yes, it is definitely drying. Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat.
8. 7 add 1. 8. 6 plus 2. 5 and 3. 4 and 4.
But I do like this particularly creative way of adding up numbers to make 8 here.
2 and 2 and 2 and 2.
They're really thinking outside the box and not just adding 2 numbers together.
2, 4, 6, 8. Off we go, no need to wait.
That's more like it, VHS. Pick up some speed.
8 little acorns growing on a tree, 8 little elephants on a giant pea.
You'd think it was a hill, but it's actually a pea. That's a very clever visual trick. Well, if indeed that is a pea, I genuinely fear for any princesses who find that under their mattress at night.
8 submarines diving in the deep, 8 runner beans jogging in their sleep.
What? I know the pun is that they're runner beans, but why are they jogging in their sleep? And how exactly does one do that?
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. In music, these notes make a scale. That's 8 from do to do.
Now, you may have seen me playing the guitar in some of my videos, but don't be fooled, I don't understand music at all because I'm not one of those snobby pianists. So those hieroglyphics don't really mean anything to me.
Learn them, you're a nightingale. Spurn them, you're a crow.
Gee, thanks. Never thought I'd lose a bit of self-confidence today.
See the spider on the wall? Does she scuttle? Does she scurry? She doesn't seem to move at all, or else she's in a hurry. On 8 long legs she sits and waits. The fly runs out of luck. 8 long legs accelerate. That fly is really stuck.
You sure that's a fly? Looks more like a bike horn to me.
Who else goes creeping on all 8s? Don't prod her with your finger. That's something the scorpion hates. She'll demonstrate her stinger.
I didn't know scorpions wore armour. Well, they are invertebrates, so yeah, there is a method in their madness.
An octagon. A lofty old church steeple. An octet is a group of 8. 8 entertaining people. An octet and an octagon, whatever's coming next. Why, the octopus, of course. What did you expect?
Well, nothing else really, now that I think about it. Maybe an octogenarian?
8 long, bendy legs he has. Or are they really arms? No matter what we say he has, they'll not do us any harm.
Sure about that? I'm fairly certain there are species of octopus that are like deadly poisonous.
8 long, bendy arms, then, to help him get about, to play the trumpet and the drums, and dish the supper out.
Yeah, I don't think that's what octopi use their tentacles for, but...
Before we go, there's one more thing requiring our attention. The very look of number 8 is something we should mention.
Just one fat lady.
We love to draw the figure 8. Skaters do it with their skates. Aircraft trace it in the sky. We wonder quite just how and why it gives us such great satisfaction to carry out this simple action.
Maybe it's something to do with infinity, but I don't think they'll go that deep in this VHS.
Is that the time? It's very late. I'll have to go. It's 8:30.
Well, goodbye then.
And we move on to number 9.
Add together 5 and 4. Or start with 6 and add 3. 4 plus 3 plus 2.
Again, I must commend them for not going down the easy route and just saying 7 plus 2.
3 lots of 3.
And they're even doing a bit of multiplication as opposed to addition.
7 and 2.
Oh, wait, yeah, they do say 7 plus 2.
8, add 1. 9. There, that's 9. Round and up. Then a straight line.
That's a lowercase q.
In books, it's drawn like this instead, like a 6 upon its head.
There, that's how you write a 9. And that's how I've always written my 9s.
Flat out on the mat, far away in dreams, see the purring pussycat. Oh, how content she seems.
Where is this going?
9 lives she's apportioned. The 9th is just what this is. As cats never take due caution, they're allotted 8 near misses.
And what follows is a bizarre sequence of this masochistic cat throwing itself into danger at every possible opportunity. Whoa, blimey!
That was one.
There was a... And what?
There, another. There went 3.
What?
And 4.
The fish and the... What?
That was
why,
5.
Why is
Look,
this cat
6.
doing to itself? And where the...
And
what
7.
What the fuck did that mouse
That
come
only
from?
leaves 2 more. There went 8. Hang on, wait. We're back here in the present. She likes to take it easy now. She finds it much more pleasant.
Well, that animation was on amphetamines there.
Well-known 9s are hard to find. Try it on your own.
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
So let's see some nice new 9s. 9s no one else has known.
Oh, interesting. So you're going to make up some stuff.
9 parsnips in a trilby hat. The 9 coat hangers bent. 9 Vikings on the sofa sat. The 9 wet men of Kent.
I love the way he says them. He just acknowledges the silliness of the whole thing. And then it all gets interrupted by...
9 tadpoles in... Wow! What was that? Crikey, that was low. Whoa! Wham! That's 9 gone by. Red arrows. Watch them go.
For those confused, the Red Arrows are the British aerobatic team. It's a bit like the American Blue Angels or the Canadian Snowbirds.
9 red jets roar through the sky. How skillful they must be, making patterns way up high, then roaring home for tea.
Oh look, it's old King Walrus again. Still having his lunch, I see.
Here's old King Cole, do you recall? His fiddles, drums and trumpets. 3 lots of 3, that's 9 in all. 3 bow, 3 blow, 3 thump it.
And we come full circle, back to the 3 of each musician, you know?
What's the time? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, that's right. You should be asleep by now. Come on, lay down. Night, night.
Now, I don't know about you, but I love the way he says that. You should be asleep by now. Get into bed, you little shit. And then after that, what happens?
Oh, you know what happens.
No, what?
I'll give you 2 seconds to guess.
All right, then.
1,
Oh, come on!
We're up to number 10 already, with perhaps the cleverest way of adding up numbers yet.
1, add 2, add 3, add 4.
See? It's one of those triangular numbers.
Draw a 1. Don't put down your pen. Draw a 0. Now then, that is 10. There's just one way we must commence, so come on, let's get to it. Hold up your hands, ladies and gents. 10 fingers. Of course, you knew it.
You're not going to ask me to stick my fingers in anything else again, are you?
10 green bottles hanging on the wall. 10 purple gerbils, 10 metres tall.
Bah! That's terrifying! 10-metre tall gerbils!
10 sticks of celery, moving all in rhythm.
No, they're not. They're not even following the rhythm of the drums.
10 squirrels up a tree. 10 teapots up there with them.
That's so ridiculous, and I love it. Also, brownie points to whoever thought of something to rhyme with rhythm. Apparently it's one of those words that doesn't have any rhyme.
10-pin bowling is good fun. You have to knock them flying. Sometimes, though, you don't get one. You have to keep on trying.
That bowling alley is rigged.
Cowboys wear 10-gallon hats upon 10-gallon heads.
Well, this guy's head looks decidedly phallic.
Tall folk have 10 chilly toes protruding from their beds.
I always wondered how Peter Crouch slept at night.
See that little crab come by in his brand new slippers? Scientists say they have 10 legs, but 2 of those are nippers.
I don't think that's how crabs walk. These people seem to think they walk like this.
When we count, even up to millions. We build on number 10 to 21, or a billion trillions. We build on number 10. If this seems hard, don't worry now. The more you'll grow, you'll see just how we build on number 10.
Well, that was an unnecessarily creepy way to explain it.
10 o'clock. Time we went by rocket into town.
Into town? In a rocket of all things? Dread to think how much stuff you'd destroy when you landed.
And rockets cannot go, you know, until you've counted down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Blast off!
Hold on a minute. That's the same counting voiceover from the very start of the video. So this must be the end, right? I mean, we've got to number 10. There's nothing else they can do, is there?
1, 2.
Nah, of course there's more. They do the number 11 next. But in another clever move, they add an extra hand on the end.
10, add 1. A 1, and then another 1. 1 for 10, and 1 for 1. That's how it's done. There's not a lot to say, except we need 11 for certain games we play.
And the illustration here is quite clever as well, in the way that they change from football to cricket, but keep the poses the same.
11 o'clock. It's time for a break. For a big mug of tea, or is it coffee you take?
Is that it? Well, that was short. We have another finger break, and mercifully, it's the last one!
2, 8, 12. A 1 and a 2 stands for 10 and 2 more. There, that is 12. You've seen it before.
What do you mean I've seen it before?
You've seen it before, yes. On the clock face, right at the top, in the most prominent place.
You come full circle again! Quite literally, in fact, because the clock they show is a circle shape. Get it?
Whenever the long hand points perfectly sheer, it's something o'clock. A new hour begins here. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 12 drummers drumming as loud can be.
I always remembered it as 12 lords a leaping and 10 drummers drumming. Or am I just getting it all mixed up?
12 drummers drumming with a rattling rhythmic beat.
And now I'm going to be really immature.
You could hear them coming from the far end of the street.
It's literally a gangbang. As in banging the drums.
12 snakes in their new stripy shirts.
Again, fuck logic. How do you get a shirt on a snake?
12 eyes on 6 cats. 12 owls in hats. 12 eels wearing 4 spotty skirts.
And how do you fit 3 eels in one skirt? And now that I think about it, couldn't they have just done more of this kind of stuff for the 11 segment?
Every year has 12 months, from January to December. Here they come, one by one, to help you to remember. January.
Well, I live in London, where it's infamous for almost never snowing, so that's a load of bullshit.
February.
There, that's more accurate. Also, why does this guy have blue skin?
March.
Don't you hate it when that happens every March? You just get blown away in the wind, and even the fish get blown out of the pond.
April. May. June.
I'd be shocked too if I found my garden was full of marijuana.
July.
Ah!
August.
What country do you get thunderstorms in August?
September.
And he died of concussion.
October.
And he died of suffocation.
November,
That's just the same animation from February, but flipped.
December.
Oh look, it's Satan Klaus.
Every year has 12 months, from January to December. Here they are, all at once, to help you to remember. 12 o'clock, 12 midday, some people say 12 noon. But this, I reckon, is 12 midnight. That explains the moon.
I seriously hope that wasn't when they recorded that. And what follows is not the hands that start off every number segment, but something much worse. Both narrators just start counting up to 100 and it's every inch as boring as you might imagine. And the worst part is they don't even stop there.
When we count, even up to millions, we build on number 10. To 21, or a billion trillions, we build on number 10. It's not so hard. No need to run. Let's take a look at how it's done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What time is it? Oh
7,
no. No,
8,
no, 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 no,
9,
no. No,
13,
no, no, no. Oh, this is a disaster. What is going on
25.
here? Please don't be. Oh no,
9,
no, 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 no. No, this can't be real. This is like some kind of nightmare. Do something.
10, lots of...
Got nowhere to run. Where do I go?
121, 122. How many leaves on a tree?
Hundreds. How many fish in the sea?
Thousands, millions. How many stars in the endless heaven?
Billions and more!
Oh, was that all a dream? Would have had to be pretty boring to send me to sleep like that. Oh look, the video's ended. Must have fallen asleep for longer than I thought. Well, that was animated numbers. A fond memory of my childhood, but looking back on it now, it's really not that great. I mean, it does its job very well, educating its young audience about numeracy with witty poems and colourful animations, but it's just the pacing of it. The overall pacing is very, very slow indeed. It's not great, and it's not terrible, it's just... And as always, if you like what you see, don't forget to share it around, and I will see you in the next video. But for now, I think I better go to sleep and dream of things that hopefully aren't numbers. Good night.
I feel it slipping through my fingers. Now she's gone. I'm sleeping with the light on, and shots went through my veins now that she's gone. I'm sleeping with the light on.
I've always used that rhyme to remember which one of the 7 ancient wonders of the... Didn't know what... It's like how America has the Blue Angels, or the Canada... Or the Canada... Why did I say the Canada? That just sounds absolutely ridiculous. Now that wasn't very good. Oh, my foot hurts now.